How's it going? Today we're reviewing the new mixtape by IDK. I heard him a couple years ago. I was just going around YouTube Music, just checking out different artists, and I came across IDK and I thought, wow, this guy's really cool. He's just making music that has meaning to him and that he thinks is fun for the listeners as well as helping them gain insight. So he's a cool dude. I think his story is great. He's got a comeback story. If you didn't know, when he was younger, he actually got, and he talks about it on this mixtape, but he got basically imprisoned and just a bunch of BS happened. And it's too bad. I think it definitely put a lot of grief in his heart, but he pours it out in the music, and he also has just fun, vibey stuff too. To start, the first half's a bit more just vibey. And then the second half he really gets vulnerable and really gets deep down into the real stuff that's going on. And I have to say that feature list was what drew me to it. That feature list was crazy. They have, wait, let me see again. MF Doom, Black Thought, Pusha T, DMX. Those are some of the goats. And of course they have RZA, Joey Valence, Bray, and No Idea and Conductor Williams and all them producing and stuff. That's crazy. That's a nice combo. Um, my favorite feature on the whole album was definitely Black Thought, I would say. Probably second was Pusha T. Third was MF Doom. MF Doom is my favorite artist out of those three. Um, and I like all the featured artists, but MF Doom's just one of my goats. And it's crazy that IDK got signed to Rhymesayers. I don't know if viewer, but he got signed to it's not too underground anymore because it's had classic albums at this point, but it started out underground and it still has a lot of signees who are underground artists. Um, and Rhymesayers is just an iconic label that just put a lot of people on with immense skill. And I think it's a signal for a new era for IDK. I think that he's going to be changing his entire style, and even this album, he changes it each time. He's got so many different bags he has with what he does, but I think he's gonna make even more of a shift. So I'm interested to see what his next full studio album is gonna be. But this whole album had a full studio album feel to it. Honestly, it didn't feel like. I think I saw an interview with him and Open Mike Eagle. They were talking about how the mixtape has been undervalued and it's actually quite essential just to hip hop. And it doesn't have to be a, a throwaway album just because it's a mixtape. A mixtape can be amazing, and as we know, there are plenty of amazing mixtapes, and this is a perfect example of it. Um, so I'll be also interested to see what his next like full album is though too, because he might put a little bit more money from his label into it or whatever it is. But this was great. I think the features, one gripe I had, I wanted more from the features. They all gave good performances, but you got like 10 seconds of some of these artists, some of the most iconic rap artists of all time. I was like about to nut when I saw that list, and I was like, shit, when I only got 10 seconds of MF Doom, like 10 seconds of DMX, I was like, bro, that's it. It left me hungry for more. That's why I like Black Thought the most. You kind of got the most fed with it. Same with Pusha T. But it is what it is. I don't even think I fucking heard RZA on that. Maybe he just produced that shit. I thought he was gonna rap. He's gonna hit him with some of that Bobby Digital. People hate on RZA's rapping, but I actually fuck with it. I think it's his stuff is nice. Like listen to him on Nutmeg with Ghostface Killer. You can't tell me he doesn't go off on that. Some of his ODB tracks where he raps too are pretty fire, honestly. But everyone says he's dog shit at rapping, but one of the best producers of all time. But I actually like his rapping too. Um, yeah, also Glaciers of Ice. I'm pretty sure he's on that one. He gives a pretty good feature uh with Raekwon. But yeah, I would say um that IDK is an interesting guy. I want to see more interviews with him, and I think he just posted a bunch of interviews. If you ever want to look at interviews, especially around this album rollout time, there's should be a plethora of them around YouTube. He kind of did the clip strategy, or like the Marty Supreme strategy or whatever. Um, just a bunch of self marketing and just getting the word out just through publicity. So that it's good. I think that that's probably the way to go nowadays. You don't need to spend $500,000 to get billboards on Highway 61 or whatever. You can do other stuff, just like showing up to low key interview shows and just talking a little bit about yourself and what you're making. And I think he's got the right stuff in mind. I think this album is. I think this is a catalyst. I think he's gonna come up with more stuff that's on this level. I don't think this is just gonna be a one and done. It's kind of like when I don't know who, but like let's say when Billy Woods first dropped like History Will Absolve Me or something. Of like they had already produced previous stuff, but this was kind of the moment where they found a new type of style and just went off with it. I think that's probably gonna happen here too. But I might be wrong. Maybe this is just a nice little gem that'll just be a part of his catalog, and he might just chill out with the next stuff. But it's cool to see, cool to hear. I think if I don't really have a favorite bar from the album, but I like a lot just his introspective shit. Honestly, my favorite beat was the one with what was it? Uh, Everyone knows. I think that was it the RZA? No, it was Scary Mary. I don't even know. I'm tripping. I'm tripping. But take care. Make sure you check it out if you haven't. Also check out his YouTube interviews. Check out his older albums. But I'm gonna review some more IDK on this channel. And that's about it. IDK. Literally, I don't know. I don't know what else to say. So make sure you have fun. Have a good time. Commit some robberies, but just don't get caught. All right, bye.